Hello again, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of We Are Here to Help. I am Matt Nagy, a business optimization specialist with Schooley Mitchell, helping organizations save time, money, and hassle by dealing with their vendors for them. In this week's episode, I have Lisa Smith with Puzzle HR with me. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And you know, as viewers know, I like to have or do interviews with networking partners and people that can help businesses that I work with and also just individuals that I work with. Lisa and Puzzle HR do outsourced HR. If you could just kind of expound for a second, and, why would an organization work with Puzzle HR?
Thank you, Matt. So Puzzle HR is HR as a service for small to medium-sized businesses. So we offer different pieces of the puzzle to our businesses, and they can pick and choose what they need at that time. And some of those areas include benefits administration. We work with whatever broker that organization chooses. Also, payroll administration, same, we're technology agnostic. They don't need to make a payroll change. We become the payroll administrator for them to process their payroll and do all of the admin tasks. We also can be very strategic in that area and help them to reduce the amount of time and find ways to automate their systems. We helped one client change their processes, and they went from 3 days to 1 day in processing payroll. Also managed HR, and that could be anywhere from you're having a turnover problem to very tactical and employees not showing up to work. And what do we do about that? To creating an employee handbook. We also help with compliance, and that is very tricky nowadays with all the different employment laws across the country, both state, local, and federal laws. We help our employers stay in compliance there on a proactive basis. We also help with talent acquisition. Right now, I'm seeing a nice boom in hiring, which is fantastic for our economy, and we are right there to help our clients with finding the best talent. And then finally, risk management. We make sure that we're helping them control workers' comp claims, helping them process those claims, making sure safety is in place, making sure OSHA and CDC guidelines are adhered to, especially when it comes to getting back into the workplace after the pandemic.
Yeah, makes sense. And what does a typical organization look like that you work with?
So we have varying sizes. We are a national organization, so we have employees in all 50 states, and we do I do focus here in Colorado and beyond, and my clients are anywhere from 7 employees to 2,000 employees. And I would say most of the time, my sweet spot is really that 20 to 500 employees. And what we do for those different sectors is different. So for that smaller size, the smaller employers, we are the HR department. So in the past, it was probably a burden that was on the owner's shoulders or someone in accounting who really didn't necessarily have the expertise. And we come in and we become their HR department. Maybe they're considering hiring somebody, and instead of hiring one person that can't possibly know it all, I have 20 years of HR experience. I don't know everything. They can work with somebody like me who has at least 10 to 20 years of experience as their account manager. And then we have a whole team that support us that have specific expertise in payroll and benefits and talent acquisition that can service that client. Then that medium-sized business may have an HR person on staff, but maybe that person needs some help in certain areas, or they're not an expert maybe in payroll or an expert in benefits, and they need that added support. And then the larger organizations, we're finding those employers have a team of HR professionals. They're focused on HR, and they need help with some of the more project-oriented tasks, like maybe they need to do, a report for California, and they want to give us that project, or they want to do a pay audit under the Colorado Equal Pay Act, or they want us to do an I-9 audit, or they want us to handle compliance. They're a national employer, and they want us to make sure they're in compliance with all the different state regulations across the country.
That makes sense. And, in terms of, you mentioned a couple of things or ways that you work. What are some specific examples of problems that you've dealt with, more recently? Obviously, things have been kind of crazy in the last year with the pandemic.
Okay, well, that's a great question. So some of the ways that I've helped some of my employers, I have one client that, he's the CFO of an organization, and he was trying to handle all of the HR functions all by himself. And there were no processes, no procedures in place. So we have gone in and we've created an employee handbook. He was finding out that people were hiring people when they showed up for work, and there was no onboarding process, no requisition process, cleaning all of those processes and procedures up and making everything work and function more smoothly from, a compliance standpoint, from a process improvement standpoint, and really looking at ways to automate functions that were done, manually by paper.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense too. And in terms of, today, why should someone be reaching out to today? Obviously, rules and regulations are constantly changing, but is there anything specifically that organizations need to be paying attention to right now that are reasons they should be reaching out to you?
Yes, there's a lot going on out there right now, especially the new stimulus package that was just passed. Under that stimulus package, there's so many things that are affecting employers that we're becoming experts in and advising our organizations. One is Cobra Administration. Now employers need to provide Cobra to terminate employees for 6 months, and there's a tax credit. We also are helping our employers look at the employee retention tax credit, which, some of our employers are saving tens of thousands of dollars in tax credits. Also, FFCRA leave has been extended, and helping manage through all of those leaves, understanding what the tax credits look like. Also, helping with PPP forgiveness, making sure that they're getting that full forgiveness for those loans. So there's a lot going on there just with the stimulus package. And then not even to mention Colorado has continued to pass lots of laws. This year, Colorado Equal Pay for Equal Work is now in play. And under that law, employers need to have job postings for all positions. They need to have salary ranges listed there. We're helping our employers write job descriptions. We're doing market analysis to help them set those pay ranges. We're helping them put procedures in place to make sure that they're posting all their jobs internally. And then we're doing that safe harbor audit for them so that it helps them reduce liquidated damages if that's ever an issue.
Excellent. Well, I really do appreciate you joining me today and giving viewers a bit of an idea of who Puzzle HR is. I would highly recommend Lisa. I would highly recommend Puzzle HR for groups out there that need help. And pretty much every organization needs help today with all the changes that are happening. So thank you very much for joining today.
Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate our partnership, and I highly recommend you and your organization as well.
Well, thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day, and have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.